In today's world, India is getting world attention because of its unbiased foreign policy. The world is facing excruciating inflation, food crisis, supply chain crisis because of USA and Russia's rivalry over Ukraine. The world has already witnessed USSR and US rivalry after 1945 up to 1991. After World War II, US was very skeptical and suspicious about India. US always took coercive steps against India in the favor of new state Pakistan, which used to be the part of Greater India. US gave different kinds of military assistance to Pakistan during Cold War. US also gave different kinds of tank that includes Patton tank, different kinds of aircraft that includes the Sabre aircraft to Pakistan. US also used Pakistan to run proxy war against USSR in Afghanistan in 1980s. During 1971, when Bangladesh Liberation War started, then America took the sides of Pakistani dictator government. US tried to attack India using their powerful 7th aircraft carrier fleet. But then USSR came in rescue of India. Because of USSR or today's Russia, India was able to liberate Bangladesh and avert American attack. Since then, India's defense relationship with USSR increased or grew because the Western powers refused to sell their weapons to India except Israel and France. After 1991, USSR disintegrated and became Greater Russia. But India's relationship with Russia never been damaged ever. Even today's India's relationship with Russia stands rock solid. Because of that, India's 75% weapons are from Russian origin. Now the Biden administration is preparing a military package for India to strengthen the security ties with Delhi. Washington is trying its best to reduce the India's dependence on Russian arms. The package would include the foreign military assistance of $500 million. If India agreed to accept this package, then India became third largest recipient of such aid after Israel and Egypt. Israel received at least $3 billion of military assistance from USA. The question is when and the which form India will going to receive this aid if they agree to give it. Because it is unclear when the deal would be announced or what weapons would be included. Because Americans' weapons are very costly and the India have already took neutral posture on Russian invasions of Ukraine. Despite that, Washington wants India as their long-term security partner. US administration also working with other nations including France to make sure the Prime Minister Modi's government has the equipment it needs. Anyway, India has already diversified its weapon needs. Indian government has already started moving away from Russia, but the USA wants to make that happen faster. Now the question is, should India rely on the US weapons completely? And next is, should India rely or believe US? Because the US never cleared its true intention. They always hide something behind the curtain. So the India have to take every step with precise calculations. Indian foreign ministers already said that the Russian weapons are cheap and easy to use. In addition, it came to India without any baggage. In contrary, the US weapons are very, very expensive and difficult to use. For example, one F-35 cost is staggering $398 billion. In addition, it will going to cost $1.3 trillion for operation, which is massive. But one Su-35 fighter cost only $85 million, way less than F-35. And its operation cost is also very less, which is around $500 million. So it may not be popular for the India to come out of Russian weapons completely. Or it will not be possible for India come out of this Russian weapon completely. India also have massive number of Russian fighters, ships and missiles. For these kinds of weapon, India need maintenance from Russia. Although India recently cancelled Ka-31 helicopters deal and Su-30 Mki maintenance deal. But again, my say is India should not isolate itself from Russia. If India completely isolates itself from Russia, then West will take unnecessary advantage of India. That's why India is building its weapon indigenously. Again the question is, we have to think that why US is so eager of the Indian weapon market right now, and why US is so sympathetic about India. US never been sympathetic about India ever in the history of India. US always use the nation for their own convenience. They use Pakistan to counter USSR. Later Pakistans were again used by US to counter Taliban and Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan. Now they are trying to use India to counter China. The USA simply need India's help for Indo-Pacific dominance. China is getting stronger every passing day. And the China is allying with Russia, which is a dangerous alliance for the world and for USA. So India cannot abandon Russia completely or accept US completely. India need Russia. India have to isolate Russia from China. That's why India's foreign policy always been neutral to float steadily in the volatile geopolitics. There is a very popular quote from the Henry Kissinger, which is, to be an enemy of America can be dangerous, but to be a friend is very fatal. So India do not want to be friend of America or do not want to be enemy of America. India just want to sail being a neutral. So in my view again, the India have to maintain its neutral policy, make itself another superpower like the US or Russia or China. And India have to manufacture its own weapons to reduce its import. Because to import, India needs the foreign currency. So that's why India have to borrow the currency from United States, because the dollar is the world currency, undeclared world currency. Also India need to export as much weapon as it can to assert its power and powerful character to the world. India have 1.4 billion population and 1.4 billion size of huge market, which forcing the other nations to look at this ancient nation respectfully. India's goal must be to itself a soft superpower, rather to make itself the unreliable ally to an unworthy friend, which is USA. Now the first question is, India recently test-fired BrahMos air-launched missile from which fighter aircraft? The first option is Sukhoi 30 MKI, second is HAL Tejas, third is Jaguar, fourth is Dassault Rafale. Second question is, which of the following is the latest guided missile destroyer that India has launched? The first option is INS Kolkata, second option is INS Mumbai, third option is INS Surat, and fourth option is INS Udaygiri. Please solve this question. These are the questions are very important for the UPSC exams and WBCS exams. Those who are appearing for the WBCS and the UPSC exam, these questions are very important. So if anyone have any questions about this topic or any other topic, then you can contact me through my email address, which is tuhin.power.academy@gmail.com. Or any kind of advice you want to give me, please mail me to my email address, which is tuhin.power.academy, as I said. So thank you very much. Thank you for your support, and please keep listening.